They said marriage was about two people becoming one. But for Tonny, it was about keeping everything to himself. He wasn't violent. He wasn't cruel. But he was distant. So, painfully distant. Alisha, his wife, was beautiful. Not the kind of beauty you post on magazines, but the kind that made you want to come home. The kind that knelt to pray for you when you were asleep. The kind that smiled even when her heart was bleeding. She would ask gently, "Did the interview happen today?" And he'd reply, "Why do you ask so many questions?" She'd ask, "Are we doing okay financially?" And he'd walk away, leaving the silence to answer her. Over time, Alisha stopped asking. But silence hurts. She would cry in the kitchen, as she stirred the food. She would cry in the bedroom, as she folded his clothes alone. She would cry to God because she had no one else to talk to. One day, she looked at herself in the mirror and whispered, "Maybe I'm not beautiful anymore. Maybe that's why he hides everything from me." She had no proof, but her spirit knew. Something was wrong. And she was right. Tonny had started entertaining other women. It started with one, then another. Before long, he was juggling hearts like none of them mattered. He'd laugh with them, talk with them, open up to them. The very things Alisha had begged for. But Alisha, she endured in silence. Until one day, Tonny lost his job. The company shut down. Suddenly, the friends were gone. The calls stopped. The women he chased disappeared. He didn't tell Alisha. He pretended to go to work every morning, only to sit in a park all day, drowning in his own shame. But life catches up with lies. When eviction notices came and food ran out, Alisha looked into his eyes and asked, "Tonny, what's going on?" That was the day the strong man broke. He cried. He fell to his knees. He confessed everything. "I shut you out. I called you nosy. I cheated. I lied. And still, you stayed." He wept like a child. But Alisha, she didn't shout. She didn't walk away. She knelt beside him, wrapped her arms around him, and said with quiet strength, "We'll go through this together." That night, they sat on the cold floor, holding each other. The first real moment of unity, in years. And she stood with him. She became his encourager, his prayer partner, his reminder of God's grace. Years passed. Tonny changed. He became open, honest, vulnerable. He finally learned to love out loud. Today, they sit together on their front porch, watching their daughter Zawadi, now 4 years old, playing with flowers in the garden. Tonny holds Alisha's hand and says, "You were always the gift. I just didn't know how to receive you." And now Alisha is no longer just a wife and mother. With Zawadi starting school, she's stepping into a new season. She's updating her CV. She's going for interviews. She's becoming the career woman she once dreamed of being. Not because she has to, but because now, she believes in herself again. And as the sun sets behind their home, Alisha smiles. Not because the pain never happened, but because they survived it.
Dear young couples, love is not just flowers and photos. It's communication, honesty, and walking through fire. Together, silence kills trust. Secrets build walls. But openness, that's where healing begins. Advice: never get too used to hurting the one who prays for you. If you have a good partner, protect them.